we'll continue discussing types of syllabi, and now we'll do the situational syllabus. Well, the situational syllabus, the underlying philosophy behind this one, and if you, for example, within the field of second language acquisition, the premise, the contention is that the rules or the language learned through rules within the classroom is difficult for the learners to transfer the rules and speak the same language once they are in their social lives. So in the light of some of the limitations of structural syllabus, we got another type of syllabi, which is situational syllabus. So as compared to grammar or structural syllabus, this sees language learning as context driven. Like, it doesn't see language learning as grammar based activity. Rather, it looks at language learning which is related to situational context, right? So how learners can perform their social roles once they have learned the language in the classroom, right? So we have got a range of examples to illustrate this type of syllabi. So one of them is, for example, if you want to see the dentist, so what sort of language or phrases you need to see the dentist, right? Or if you are going to the cinema, so what sort of language you need? I mean, you might need some directions how to locate the cinema, or how to purchase tickets, and then or stand in the queue or ask questions and meeting a new student. So this needs some language which is suitable or which occurs in a specific situation, right? So the whole argument behind situational syllabus is that as compared to grammatical syllabus or structural syllabus, this offers real life situations where the learners can realize the socio-linguistic functions of language learning, and the whole notion on which this type of syllabi is based is the communicative language. It sees language learning as communicative activity where the students or the learners can, as I have already discussed here, how students can perform their various roles while they are in real life situations, right? There are various advantages, but I will briefly go through these ones. Well, since it's a context-driven approach towards syllabus design, so we can bring in some materials which are realistic, which are authentic, and by which we can give students some linguistic input which they can use in specific situations, and since we can expose the students to authentic material, so we can obviously bridge the gaps between various cultures. I mean, the culture of the target language and the culture of the first language. So generally, it provides a strong foundation for other types of syllabuses. For example, we can design some specialized syllabus for engineers, doctors, or we can design academic purposes a syllabus. So by employing the advocates of situational syllabus, they argue that by employing this type of syllabus design, we can design courses without worrying the repetition element, because it will be very much understood that once the students have learned the language in one specific context, they can transfer it to the other contexts. So there are some limitations as well, that obviously the language is seen as an activity which is done in a specific context. So the pre-planned or the pre-learned activities are not can't easily be transferred to the other situations. For example, if a student has learned the functional role of language about how to go to the cinema or how to ask directions, so it might be difficult for them to, once they are seeing the doctor, they might be needing different language. So the whole philosophy is that predetermined items might not be useful for learners in other contexts. Another limitation is the authenticity issues, which means that once we have exposed our students to authentic materials, I mean the materials which are not primarily written for classroom teaching, so some of the materials might become outdated, or some of the cliches or phrases spoken by the native speakers, they might become outdated and they might not be of any use for language learning. So in summary, situational syllabus as compared to structural syllabus, that provides another perspective of syllabus design, by which we can look at designing courses which are specifically designed keeping in view the context of the language learners and their needs.